So welcome back to sandcastlelessons.com with me, Andy Hancock from South Padre Island, the sandcastle capital of the world, and I have two special guests today, and they're going to tell you a little story. So this is
Carlin
and Dave,
and they're going to tell you a story, and I'll let them do it. It's
a story.
Okay. A story.
We just spent all day in probably the windiest condition we've ever had, just getting sand blown in our face, having the time of our lives. So here's a story. So we've been building sandcastles for 12, 15 years now.
At least.
In Cannon Beach, Oregon. Our daughter grew up on the beach there, building sandcastles, and we're completely self-taught. Been doing it a long time, and we discovered Andy's videos
about a year
ago, and just to pick up a couple of techniques. And I think it was last August, we said, we're going to South Padre Island to take a lesson. That's what we're going to do. Because we've never taken a professional lesson before.
Well, I had never even heard of lessons before.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm addicted to sandcastles. It seemed like a great idea.
You said you never had a lesson, you've never heard of lessons, yet you're from Cannon Beach, and there's a competition there, isn't there?
Well, there is a competition.
There is a competition there every year, yeah.
There aren't people there who do lessons.
There's nobody teaching lessons.
There's nobody teaching lessons in Cannon Beach. So
we've been out on the beach hacking away with the sand and had people come up and ask us if we teach lessons, which we don't.
Which we don't.
Could be a franchise opportunity. I can see it. Yeah,
Definitely not.
Definitely not. That sounds like an awful lot of work to me. A good way of ruining all the fun. But so anyway, we started talking about this last August, and what would it look like, and fly down here and set up a lesson, and long story short, we came to South Padre Island to take sandcastle lesson. That's the only reason we came down. And
so that's 2,557 miles for those who don't know where it is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We're at the tip of South Texas, and they're in the northwest coast, which is amazing. So I was stunned. I didn't read the application. I read your booking, but I had no clue that's why the only reason you were coming down here.
Yeah.
Obviously, we deal with tourists most of the time, and you're tourists, but you're sandcastle specialist tourists, so that's great.
Well, I wouldn't say specialist, but it's a good hobby. Where our daughter, we started in, because of our daughter when she was young, and we did the turn the bucket over, and and then as she got older, we did more elaborate things, and we just, now that she's in college, it's Carlin's passion, so we just keep
addicted.
Doing it. What do you get from it? What's so addictive about it? What's your favorite bit about going out to build a sandcastle?
Well, for me, I'm a little bit of a control freak, detail-oriented type of person. And shut up. And I like that the sand, it lets me be creative, and it's a little bit more organic.
Right.
I go out there, and I can't be meticulous and precise. I have to kind of just go with the flow and do what the sand.
Excellent. Yes. I mean, and you have to have that attitude. When I'm a professional sculptor, and I've worked on wood for 30 years, and it's solid, doesn't go anywhere. And so it's a permanent form of art most of the time. And when I got to sand, you have to release that permanent thing completely, because you can turn around and it could be on the floor, as I found out many times when I first started. So
definitely.
And that's excellent. And you say you're a meticulous person because of your job as well. You have to be precise. So, and what do you do exactly?
Basically, I write reports, so I'm a boring data person.
So you definitely need that release at the beach. Yes,
yeah.
That's right. And Dave, what do you do?
I'm in sales. I started a career as an engineer, and now I sell airplanes. So I work for Boeing.
Right, there you go. He sells airplanes. I mean, that's so cool. If at first an idea is not absurd, then maybe no hope for it.
Yeah.
Yes,
so.
And that's what people said when I started my lessons. You're going to teach people how to build a sandcastle on top of a barrel on a beach. Yes. Why would they want to do that? Well, I don't know. I'm just going to give it a go.
Oh, it's incredibly fun. Well, actually, I wouldn't have said, if someone had said, take a sandcastle lesson, I might have thought, maybe, maybe not. But because Dave found your videos online,
right.
and I mean, just your videos were incredibly informative.
Right. Thank you. That's
and
really nice to hear.
Informative and entertaining. And I was like, that would be incredible
Yeah,
to do in person.
I think the videos were incredibly entertaining. Just incredibly entertaining, and it looked like so much fun and a chance to just come down and meet a personality, just a person who's got just an outlook on life that just seemed to be pretty freewheeling and just looked like you were always having fun. So some of it, frankly, to Carlin was, all the cool toys that you get with a Sandcastle lesson.
Yeah. I am all about the toys.
Yeah,
Yes,
Carlin is all about the toys. So now
Yeah.
we have the toys to make the balls, and we have all the tools to make the windows. And, and in all seriousness, I think, we spent 2 days with you, and it has been probably one of the best experiences we've had together
Sure,
as just creativity, and it's been a lot of fun. It has been absolutely a pleasure.
And when I meet people like you, I mean, you want to go to the next stage. You've been building for a long time. You're not stuck in a rut, but you're going out and doing the same things, and you're happy with what you do. You get to play, you get to use stuff, but you've been introduced to a new set of tools, which is good. That'll enable you to do repeating shapes a lot faster. Also, the bigger spatula, the big trowel, which makes you do big stuff very quickly, which you're going to practice. But also forming the sand, showing you how to get to 6 foot within 30 minutes.
I think for me, one of the fun things is too, we've been building sandcastles for so long, but I could tell from your videos that your sand was a little bit different. And I really wanted the chance, because after watching your videos, of course, we did try your techniques in our sand.
Right.
But I could tell that your sand would be different, and I wanted to be able to try your techniques in your sand so that I could really,
Right.
Yeah.
so that I could really do it.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I think the sand down here at South Padre, it sets up literally almost like concrete, and you can carve it into almost anything. And so our challenge, and it's going to be fun to do, is we'll go back to Cannon Beach, and it sets up, and you can put a lot of water in it, and it'll harden up, but it will not harden to the level of this sand.
No.
So we'll have to be careful how we do the details, but I think just the chance for a couple of days to carve into pretty compacted sand and really test kind of the limit of what you can do is just fantastic.
That's what it does. It gives you another level to go to because you can get away with it here.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a guy here from Florida who's a pro, and the first time he'd ever seen the beach, he came out and the first thing he did was carve a mushroom. He put a bucket up, 5-gallon bucket, and he carved a mushroom, and he just stood there with his mouth open because it was standing there. There was a huge top on this thing, a little tiny stalk, and he said, "That is impossible."
Yeah.
And so we're very fortunate here, and it's great. The Texas coastline mostly is great, but down here we've got a lovely wide beach. It's not packed with people. You've got lots of space. You've got lots of wind as we had today. Man, that was crazy.
It was crazy.
These guys were just stellar because it was blowing out there. I mean, I don't go out many times on days like this, I can tell you, but you wanted to be out there. So if somebody wants to be there, I'll make the effort. Because if you're keen, I'm keen. That's what keeps it going. That's what makes
and this is why we came to South Padre Island. We came down here to build sandcastles.
Right.
So, the wind is blowing and it's a little bit cold, and we're going to go out and build sandcastles. That's why we came down. That was our vacation.
Well, you did tell me how you build up in Oregon as well, and what you're wearing, which was
It's a little colder it's a little colder on the Oregon coast, so we're usually dressed pretty warm. Even in August, we go out to the beach in pretty nice clothes. I mean, we're bundled up pretty good. The wind comes off the Pacific Ocean, so we're not totally foreign to this weather.
It's much colder.
It's much colder.
Yeah, it does bite you. That's the thing, and it's one of the reasons I'm not in Britain is because I just got fed up with that biting wind, and it's just so cold all the time. So, in terms of value for money, how would you describe it as value for money? In what it costs you to get down here, and what you think of the place, and all that sort of thing.
Incredible.
I think it was unbelievable, frankly. And you've got to go. Look, vacations cost money.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not even about the money. It's about the life experience. And so I think the cost is extremely reasonable. I mean, it takes a day to get down here from the Northwest, transfer through Dallas. But even then, it's what you do. It's why we work, is to go enjoy ourselves. So the value is about the experience. I guess I wouldn't say that it's how happiness per dollar or anything like that.
No,
it's what we like to do. So
Right.
this was the experience we wanted, and I tell you, the people in South Padre have been fantastic. Spending 2 days with you has been absolutely exceeded all expectations. I think we had pretty high expectations, and we were talking about it last night after day one. I
actually said that.
And yeah, I think Carlin said, she had pretty high expectations, and we were talking about it last night at dinner, and we just thought we thought day one was unbelievable. It was just 4.5, 5 hours on the beach, a beautiful 6-foot tall castle. We texted pictures of it to friends and family, and the feedback was just overwhelming. So now we have another one today, and practice some new techniques today, and so it's been wonderful. It's been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, you went out there today on what isn't it's blowing out there, as I say, it's a bit cold, but you went out and did everything yourselves, and I just went through a few little details and remember this and remember that, but you got most of it down and you just nailed it, so it was really, really good. And the stills will be in the video as well, so that people will be able to see what you did.
Oh, cool.
And we'll put them in. And but yeah, to me, it's all about inspiring people to have another go. You go out there and enjoy yourself. You're already enjoying yourselves. You're on a beach. You're following your passion. Yeah. You love what you do.
It was fun while we were out there with you yesterday, how the people were coming up and saying, "Oh, you're inspiring me to up my Sandcastle game."
That's right. They were, yes, because they do. We're very fortunate when people see the castles on the beach. They're like, "Wow, how did you get it to go up so high?" And you say, well, it's more science than it is art, I'm afraid, and you just learn about the science of it, and I'm very into that, and I'm spending a long time doing research myself about why our sand stands up so well, because I like the title Sandcastle Capital of the World, because I think we earn it, and you can't build what we build here in most other places, so I like that, and I like the science, but it is nice when people go away and they go, I'm not doing a bucket again. I want to do what that guy does.
Well, and I think that's a good point. I mean, I wouldn't want anyone watching this video to mistake you don't have to be doing sandcastles for 12 years to do what we did. I mean, if they come out for an afternoon with you, 3-4 hours later, you've got a 6-foot high castle, and it's really not difficult, because we didn't have some of those techniques before we got here either.
No.
Actually, I think anybody can do this with just the right attitude and the willingness to have fun.
Right.
I mean, it's not, just don't take yourself too seriously. And I think
that's
there's
exactly
no reason
right.
that anybody out there couldn't do what we did the last 2 days.
It is. We have a lot of people who come from, especially I'd say a lot of moms who come out and they say, "Oh, I'm just a mom," or they come out and say, "I have got no artistic ability whatsoever." And when they say that, I always say the same thing. But I bet you can follow some rules. Well, of course. Okay. Make it out of wet sand, stack it like a pyramid, work from the top to the bottom.
Yeah. The rules aren't that hard. Rules aren't that hard.
No, and it's making sure you get the little things right and you do the foundation properly, and then you're away, and people make mistakes, and that's the whole point. Every mistake leads you to a greater success. I was taught that a long time ago because I made some absolute howlers, and it works. That's the way you learn, and I was very lucky. I was taught by some great people. Pros. I'm already a sculptor, so I understood the sort of technique and the sort of constructional stuff. But they showed me the way to do things really quickly, and also introduced me to the best tools. That's why we have a toolkit that comes with your lesson, because we want you to have the best. We know what works. This ain't guesswork. Every single thing in that bag has been tested to death by the best there is. And if you look at any pro Sandcastles toolkit, it's got a spatula in it. There are kits that are sold without them. Okay, I don't know how they work, because you can't do what we do without one of those, and that's it. So simple things work, and we developed the advanced kit, and that's been around a long time, but we were the ones who actually put it out there and made it work, and we even improved it. It was too soft, it was too bendy, so we made it stronger.
Someone bent one of the spatulas anyway, though.
Yes, that's right. Yes, there was a ham-fisted engineer guy around somewhere, sort of bending things, hacking,
the
chopping.
Sand is too hard. That's the problem. The sand is too hard.
Well, now what's really interesting about that comment is when you go from the beach and then you pack up. I use river sand sometimes, the high clay content for the big sculptures on the trail, and the biggest sandcastle in the US we used on that. When you use the small spatula on that, you can bend one literally trying to cut it.
Yeah.
When you get back to the beach, you tend to go chop, and you're chopping things up in huge chunks because you're not used to the power. And I know a pro who worked on the big stuff who gave up. and said, I can't do this anymore. My arm is hurting, my wrist is hurting, my fingers are dropping off, and I've only been here 2 hours. It literally is that hard. So it is a technique, but then you have to up your ante on the tools. I have a completely different set of tools to work on that.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh yeah, you have to get big time, and you have to go up your strength scale and really go for it, you know. And but if you do that, once you get used to it, that stuff is even better because you can really carve anything.
Yeah. I think the exciting thing for us now is to go back home, and you know, with summer coming up, I mean, obviously nobody's building sandcastles on the Oregon coast in February, but
No.
Even us.
No, you're not even that brave.
But I think come summer, July and August, we got some new things to play with.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
So we will,
absolutely. I'm looking forward to the pictures. I can't
It'll
wait
be a
to
lot
see
of-
what
it
you
will
build
be
up
a
there.
lot
I
of
can't
fun.
wait to see what you build
Yeah,
up
we
there.
have no
So-
intention of competing. Don't get us wrong.
Oh, no.
We're not going to ruin it by doing that. But we are certainly going to have more fun than we've ever had.
The people often mention competition with me in the lessons and all this. I just don't see anything as competition. We're all in it for this at the same to have some fun. So how can you compete with fun? You can't. You know, I mean, oh, I can have more fun than you. Oh, is that right? Really? That doesn't make any sense, you know. And so I've never viewed it like that, and I've always set it out to be the best I can be, help people be the best they can be, supply the best tools, and just do it like that. And you guys came a long way. I mean, you now hold the official world record of how far anybody has ever been for a sandcastle lesson. I can tell you that for nothing. That's official. And yeah, all I can say is beat that. So, you know, 2,500 miles. That is amazing. So right across America. So thank you for that. I really appreciate you coming down.
It was totally worth it.
It was totally worth it.
Fabulous
It was
to meet you.
unbelievable.
Thanks for doing the YouTube thing, and that's wonderful. And that's why I do it.
Yeah,
So,
it's our pleasure.
So
Absolutely.
yeah. Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
And well done you. And now you can go back to cold old Oregon.
Right.
Yes, that's right. But no, I'll have to. It might be a road trip in the future. You never know.
It would be fun.
It would be
Yes.
fun.
It would be
I would
really
love to
fun.
come to see the beach house. So it's yes.
Yeah.
You never know in the future, do you? You never know.
You never know.
Okay, well, but thank you, Colin and Dave. An absolute pleasure to meet you. And
It was a blast.
And yes, and hopefully we'll see some videos from you next summer from Cannon Beach. I'm looking forward to those.
Good.
Oh, I'll send
Thank
you
you.
some
Thank
pictures.
You're very welcome. Our pleasure.
No problem at all.
Yep. Take care.